Well, good morning, Little Masters, and welcome back to today's Tolkien Times. I'm the Man of the West, also from the Prancing Pony podcast, and I want to go ahead and get this Third Age Thursday underway. Now, this is a time for us to revisit those familiar and not so familiar stories of the Third Age. We spent the last 3 weeks in Lorien, receiving gifts from and bidding farewell to the Lord and Lady, and getting a little Quenya lesson in as well. Today, I'm really shifting gears. I always have fun reading villains. Folks that listen to the PPP know that I loved doing those First Age villains like Ungoliant, Glaurung, and Carcharoth. While those who've only started listening in the last few years will know that reading the Witch King's lines at the gate or Saruman's lines at his parley with Gandalf were some of my favorite moments. Villains in Tolkien are often given the very best monologues, and today's example from The Hobbit is no exception. The sun was shining when he started, but it was as dark as night in the tunnel. The light from the door, almost closed, soon faded as he went down. So silent was his going that smoke on a gentle wind could hardly have surpassed it, and he was inclined to feel a bit proud of himself as he drew near the lower door. There was only the very faintest glow to be seen. Old Smaug is weary and asleep, he thought. He can't see me and he won't hear me. Cheer up, Bilbo. He had forgotten, or had never heard, about dragons' sense of smell. It is also an awkward fact that they can keep half an eye open while watching while they sleep, if they are suspicious. Smaug certainly looked fast asleep, almost dead and dark, with scarcely a snore more than a whiff of unseen steam, when Bilbo peeped once more from the entrance. He was just about to step out onto the floor when he caught a sudden thin and piercing ray of red from under the drooping lid of Smaug's left eye. He was only pretending to sleep. He was watching the tunnel entrance. Hurriedly, Bilbo stepped back and blessed the luck of his ring. Then Smaug spoke.
Well, thief, I smell you, and I feel your air. I hear your breath. Come along, help yourself again. There is plenty, and to spare.
But Bilbo was not quite so unlearned in dragon lore as all that, and if Smaug hoped to get him to come nearer so easily, he was disappointed. No, thank you, O Smaug the Tremendous, he replied. I did not come for presents. I only wished to have a look at you and see if you were truly as great as tales say. I did not believe them.
Do you now?
Said the dragon, somewhat flattered, even though he did not believe a word of it. Truly, songs and tales fall utterly short of the reality, O Smaug, the chiefest and greatest of calamities, replied Bilbo.
You have nice manners for a thief and a liar,
said the dragon.
You seem familiar with my name, but I don't seem to remember smelling you before. Who are you? And where do you come from, may I ask?
You may indeed. I come from under the hill, and under the hills and over the hills my paths led, and through the air. I am he that walks unseen.
So I can well believe,
said Smaug.
But that is hardly your usual name.
I am the clue finder, the web cutter, the stinging fly. I was chosen for the lucky number.
Lovely titles,
sneered the dragon.
But lucky numbers don't always come off.
I am he that buries his friends alive and drowns them and draws them alive again from the water. I came from the end of a bag, but no bag went over me.
These don't sound so creditable,
scoffed Smaug. I am the friend of bears and the guest of eagles. I am ring winner and luck wearer, and I am barrel rider, went on Bilbo, beginning to be pleased with his riddling.
That's better,
said Smaug.
But don't let your imagination run away with you.
This, of course, is the way to talk to dragons, if you don't want to reveal your proper name, which is wise, and don't want to infuriate them by a flat refusal, which is also very wise. No dragon can resist the fascination of riddling talk, and of wasting time trying to understand it. There was a lot here which Smaug did not understand at all, though I expect you do, since you know all about Bilbo's adventures to which he was referring. But he thought he understood enough, and he chuckled in his wicked inside.
I thought so last night,
he smiled to himself.
Lakemen, some nasty scheme of those miserable chub-trading lakemen, or I'm a lizard. I haven't been down that way for an age and an age, but I will soon alter that. Very well, old Barrel Rider,
he said aloud.
Maybe Barrel was your pony's name, and maybe not, though it was fat enough. You may walk unseen, but you did not walk all the way. Let me tell you, I ate 6 ponies last night, and I shall catch and eat all the others before long. In return for the excellent meal, I will give you one piece of advice for your good. Don't have more to do with dwarves than you can help.
Dwarves? Said Bilbo in pretended surprise.
Don't talk to me,
said Smaug.
I know the smell and taste of dwarf. No one better. Don't tell me that I can eat a dwarf-ridden pony and not know it. You'll come to a bad end if you go with such friends, thief Barrel Rider. I don't mind if you go back and tell them so from me.
But he did not tell Bilbo that there was one smell he could not make out at all. Hobbit smell. It was quite outside his experience and puzzled him mightily.
I suppose you got a fair price for that cup last night?
He went on.
Come now, did you? Nothing at all? Well, that's just like them. And I suppose they're skulking outside, and your job is to do all the dangerous work and get what you can when I'm not looking. For them, and you will get a fair share. Don't you believe it? If you get off alive, you will be lucky.
I love that. There's some truly great dialogue in there. His clever way of getting Bilbo to reveal more about himself in those name riddles. You know, Bilbo said too much to Gollum, and now he's saying too much to Smaug. There's now no point in denying that dwarven connection, Bilbo. Next week, we will finish this part of the story with Smaug's boasting and showing off and Bilbo's near-fatal mistake. Now, if there's a bit of the story you'd like me to read and chat about, let me know by emailing barliman@theprancingponypodcast.com. And if these few minutes leave you wanting more Tolkien content, be sure to check out the Prancing Pony Podcast, where we've spent 7 years so far working through the books, including all of Season 2 on The Hobbit. And of course, having a nice chat at the pub about our favorite author. Finally, folks, join me again tomorrow on today's Tolkien Times as I welcome another special guest for Fandom Friday. Please like and subscribe on YouTube and follow or subscribe on your podcast apps to make sure each episode gets downloaded to your device. Follow @Tolkien Times on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And as Faramir says, go with the goodwill of all good men.